Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Season 0 of the Nebula series. I'm your host, producer, and part-time caster Caustic, and kicking things off for our first matchup tonight. These two teams will battle to solidify their spot as the third seed in Div 3, as the Boostios are going to be taking on the Tequila MockingBirds. And in Div 2, the Comeback Kids have a chance to rewrite history as they battle Div 2's undefeated team, the Normal. And without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce you to tonight's Match 1 casters. So please give a warm welcome to our amazing shoutcaster, returning from yesterday, Dusty.
I'm back. I'm triple casting this week, at least. And also, I think Winton's gone to the mainframe of I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that be for now. I think we're okay. Anyways, I'm gonna let you get over to the next caster.
Yeah, we've been having some glitches here and there, so hopefully Winton isn't messing too much stuff up in the behindward scene.
I can only translate Sunday. That's weird.
All you can translate. Oh, weird enough. And joining Dusty tonight for match 1 is your favorite Brazilian analyst, the one, the only, Nyx.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back. Was here last week, but we're back today. Also, who to win? 100 Winstons versus 1 Caustic.
1 Caustic.
1 Caustic.
Caustic's just better.
I think. Caustic's just better.
If it's 100 plushies, Caustic's definitely solos.
Okay, 100 plushies, anybody wins.
Even
you.
Oh god. It's the glitch. I found it. A Sunday game, Nyx.
Sunday game. Oh my god, and it's gonna be Shapeless Abyss versus a Violence, which you're gonna be playing, right, Dusty?
Yeah, actually, where's my jersey? I have it. I have the jersey.
It is in there somewhere, so that's gonna be very exciting.
You're gonna see me
that one
again.
Would see like first seed too, so it's gonna be hype.
2 Div 3 games this week. I like it.
And not only that Sunday match, both teams are undefeated.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So one team is gonna lose the undefeated throne, similar to what we saw yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Caustic, hear me out.
Yeah.
What if we draw? What if we draw?
If you guys draw, that'll be the first draw that we've seen on stream, so you'll be making history either way.
It'd be great content.
No matter what happens, you guys will be making history. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys the starting lineups for these teams. Yeah, take it away.
Right. So coming in, we got Boostios, got Small on Tank, Twisted and Avalanche on DPS, and then Oblivious and ECF on support. Boostios have been having a great second half of the season, Nyx, and now I'm going to let you get underway Tequila MockingBird's roster.
Yeah, and Tequila MockingBird's a newer team, but they're also not that far behind Boostios, with Chia on Tank, Prime and Factory as a DPS line, and Mocha and Harper as your supports. We're seeing the Life Weaver. I don't think we're gonna be seeing a Life Weaver. If we do,
I hope we do.
I'll be very surprised.
Give me
Junkrat is always fun.
Honestly, it's a lot of more interesting picks from Tequila, but nonetheless, let's go to a not interesting pick. It's gonna be the map we've seen every week, basically every match. It's Lijiang.
It just works. It's a better map, legit. And Dusty, you know what? We saw for Tequila bringing for character choices, doesn't reflect what they play in game, but Symmetra and Junkrat are very much viable into Lijiang. I know we like to run that too, like Sim TP, very viable strategy. So could we see some of that happening tonight?
Control Center, at least I can expect a Junkrat.
Yeah, I mean, Junkrat and Symmetra for DPS is just kind of chaotic Evo, if you're being, especially if they're going up against a Reinhardt, because we saw Boosters kind of showing that hero. Again, on map selection, it doesn't really matter, but it would be curious to see how that matchup would go.
But I guess we're going to have to see. We got a few more seconds. We're going to be starting off on Night Market first for Lijiang, and it's going to be Ram coming in from Boostios. It looks pretty standard. Got the Lu, Bat, Mei. I mean, Twisted honestly might say the stim too, as Tequila might actually run the ball comp.
Okay, I mean, ball comp, every map is a ball map if you try hard enough, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they're gonna run this. I don't think we're gonna be seeing the Zen. I mean, I'm not gonna be complaining. I'm not gonna be complaining. Yeah, and Mocha is actually the tank for Tequila MockingBird. So, and we're showing the wreck. Yeah, I guess we're rolling out on the wrecking ball here with a Kiriko Lucia backline, pretty standard stuff. TP just going quicker to point, but Boosters is going to be the one trying to TP onto the point and bunkering up.
And they get TP on the point first, so now all you really have to worry about is these off angles coming in, because it's going to be Tracer, Sombra Ball. Definitely not slow for a comp in any means, as a nice slow there from Small getting Prime, as Boostios are real. I mean,
the boom!
Oh my god, wait, no PS grapple. I'm losing my words here, stumbling. But it's going to be really difficult for Tequila to unbunker Boostios from this point, because if you don't, it's kind of just going to be Beam City with May Sims doing their thing.
Here.
As Factor trying to get away, as Oblivious is running in like a hawk. And where this is still kind of an ongoing fight here next, as we almost have potentially 3 boops.
But Twisted gets picked up early, so now Tequila MockingBird has a chance. Oh my god, 3 assists coming out just to kill Twisted. Chisa gets ECF, so down to Baptiste, down a lot of healing. Hack onto the Ramatra, and it's gonna probably be a fight win here for Tequila. It's just clean up.
Yep, just a little bit extra percentage here from Avalanche, and okay, nice timing there, Mocha, I see that. And now it's going to be a switch over to the far from Twisted. I don't necessarily hate this one. Like, you may have to worry about the Sombra and Ball kind of poking you out, but if you just play far enough back, you should be okay.
Yeah, and again, it's harder to take those, to retake that point with Symmetra, but if they get a big onto Chisa, it's going to be huge. The Lucio is down, Post Bomb goes out. It doesn't find anything, but does a lot of damage. And it's looking like a Boostios fight win here. Mocha does trade for ECF, though.
Yeah. And now you're going to have Twisted just trying to poke out a little more, capture the point. Mocha falling low, and Harper and Factor, the DPS duel in the backline, might be able to trade this one out. Avalanche finds Factor. Harper's 1. Mocha's low. It's a scrappy fight here next as Lucio comes back. And not a Boop City yet, but Small is falling low, and it's going to be a disengage from Boostios. Tequila was able to get back first.
Wow, Tequila managed to hold on to that. It was looking so good for Boosters, but unfortunately they were not fast enough. Mine's gonna upbeat. Just a boop kill! Boop City online! A Small does pop the annihilation too. Oh my god. Mocha had no chance to react to the boop. The mice come out, and Oblivious just goes ahead, hit the boop button, and now it's gonna be a point cap for Boostios. And again, it's gonna be hard for Tequila MockingBird to retake this, especially the fire poke damage. Really try to scout out Harper here. Harper lives somehow. Try to break some ankles.
39 HP? And you have an EMP online now, and it hits 2 actually. It hits Small and Oblivious. The nice user there from EC up to keep the rest of the members of Boostios alive. Avalanche has a pulse twist getting close to a barrage. Avalanche finds Harper. Not having to worry about the Sombra in this fight anymore. No more hacks online for Tequila, as you still have 3 ults coming in, but no one's gonna use anything yet. Chizakina cannot pop the beat. Twist is gonna shut them down there. And Boostios are still on this point, just gaining percent. Pulse comes out, but Nemesis form, Ramatra, not the easy, well, it's an easy target to hit, but not one that you're probably gonna get the kill confirm on. As Boostios are still stalling here, Mocha's in the backline trying to find something, but it's another boop from Oblivious! Make it 2 for the loop!
Not again, he's playing pinball with Mocha. Mocha's just not able to recuperate from these boops. The Oblivious just hitting them time and time again. Oh, if you're Mocha, yeah, you're making a swap. You're like, I don't wanna, I'm dealing with this rat right now. Take this low, take this little mirror, and Generation Gate.
Twisted!
Oh!
Okay, the vortex there was actually just amazing from Mocha there, as now Small's gonna find Prime, and Boostios are still gonna be able to manage this fight out. 3 members are left for Tequila MockingBird trying to stall. Chizakina will pop the beat. A beat comes out from Oblivious to counter, and now she's gonna be stall for Tequila MockingBird. And
oh my god.
Oh, barely. A pulse. Avalanche almost dies to their own pulse bomb there. Factor coming back. Harper low. Everyone's stalling here for Mocha to get back, but for how much longer? This overtime still going, as Chizakina's gonna be dancing around point. Mocha's back. Small's getting close to this annihilation. And there's not many cooldowns left to keep you alive. ECF's gonna fall though. Harper's able to get that pick. Oblivious does get the trade though. Still 4v3 for the side of Boostios. She's gonna get Oblivious. It's a 3v3 now. Annihilation on the point for Small. Ramatra's gonna be dueling each other here on the side of the point on the outside. Chizakina's last member standing, and not gonna be enough. A nice attempt, but Boostios will take round 1.
Oh my god, very scrappy fights coming in from both teams. Very long fights, very drawn out. Nobody wants to back up. It's always winnable in their heads. And again, we've seen things happening that it looks like a team fight loss, but they managed to bring it back. Tequila did it, Boosters did it, so it makes sense why they want to keep going for these fights, even if though it gets a little bit crazy. Mocha with the Ramatra swap was a very good choice. Immediately getting value, shutting down Twisted with the barrage. That was looking a little bit scary, but unfortunately it was just a little too late, Dusty. But now they're just gonna roll out on the Ramatra, not even gonna try the ball. And this point is very, very, very good for this character. Going to corridors and getting punched in the face is never fun if you're the enemy team, but if you're doing it, everybody likes it.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be TPs both sides here. Factor's going back to the Tracer, and now Avalanche will be going over to the Genji along with Twisted to the Sojourn, so it's gonna be more of a standard Ram brawl here, I'd say. To get a little movement. It's Twisted with a nice shot, Mocha is able to get the trade though, so it's gonna be scrapping in the backline once again. ECF falling low. Chisakina is in the spawn doors. Not gonna be able to get the confirm there. Small, however, both their supports were distracted because they were fighting Chisakina. ECF's gonna find Prime. It's trade after trade here. Next, it's gonna be a 3v3, I'm pretty sure. 4v3 for Tequila, and they should be able to get the first cap here for Control Center. And it's gonna be a matter of the backlines being able to survive here, because we just saw kind of how that one's gonna play out.
A diabolical work coming from Chisakina there, keeping both the Lucio and the Kiriko busy, and Small just falls in. We've got a tank is super hard to walk into this. Now they're gonna try. Sizzle forced out early though, and Harper's gonna have a free virus coming in, just harassing this Kiriko.
Everyone's forced back, including all the members of Tequila. Harper TP's in, is able to dodge for a second. Chisakina finds Twisted. The Lucio's in the back line pretending he's Frogger. It's a boop!
It's a boop!
Lucio, nope. It's not a confirm though. As it's gonna be Chisakina still hunting for Oblivious here. The Lucios are dueling, and oh, what a shot! As the point was flipped, by the way, Nix. Small is still fighting here on the point for Boostios, trying to get as much percentage as they can. And now it's Avalanche left, and not much else, as like I said, these fights are scrapped. You have Lucio's dueling in the back line while the Rams kind of just fight on point. And now it's basically looking like pretty much everyone from the side of Tequila is getting close to their ults, and Boostios getting close to their annihilation here.
Yeah, Boostio has to play second here, probably play for kiting, especially against Mocha's annihilation here, or probably a rush. Prime is gonna engage Tequila with that. But Harper gets counted out. They're not turning.
Oh,
no! Gets picked
that's
up.
unfortunate. Tequila's still managing though. You pop the rush early, and you're just gonna be able to keep the backline alive, and you force out the annihilation from Small, and Mocha's still alive. And you do get the Ramatra trade, but it's already too late. That was your second to last member there for Boostios, so now you have 4 ults coming up. You're getting close to 2 fight territory here for Control Center, and you still only use 1 ult for 1 ult. So I guess if you're either team, you're not complaining, but
I mean, if you're Small, you definitely want to take the annihilation back, because now Chisakina has just a beat for Avalanche's or Twisted's overclock right now, so it's gonna be very hard for them to get any value of this, especially if you get picked up early. Twisted!
Annihilation!
No.
Now it's gonna be a beat from actually just Oblivious. Chisakina's gonna choose to save it, try to stay alive. Factor finds the backline. Oblivious gets another boop, make that 3 on the night. Harper's gonna get a trade, it's trade after trade here, as Tequila's still in control at this point, getting extra and extra percentage, a lot of extras there. As Avalanche still fighting, Prime is able to fight the Genji on the high ground by themselves, as Twisted's gonna finally be able to get the cleanup, but Prime's still gonna stall this to around a 9v5. Chisakina comes back for the extra percent as well, and Tequila are still trying to stall this next. I think this is a losing battle.
It's 99 and Chisakina being a little rats, just wall riding, try to get the Lucio 1v1 going on again. They're gonna take the fight loss now, but again, Twisted coming back as the hero after dying first. They're like, I am sorry, team, I'm gonna redeem myself, getting free, which does allow for Boostios to flip this. It's not over yet, but Tequila has a lot of ultimates onto the bank. Twisted needs to have a great overclock as well as Avalanche with this blade here, but it's looking scary. Sombra's just being an annoyance, Dusty.
Yeah, Boostios still control the point. Harper's trying to find an EMP. As Chisakina, is that another boot kill?
Oh,
I think it is. It's a 3-man EMP. Avalanche is shut down from using the blade. No, you couldn't pop the blade. That's a nice EMP. And now that's going to be Control Center with... Okay, can we just give credit to the Lucios right now? I'm sorry, I'm just focused on Boop City.
No, the Lucios are going crazy this matchup. Chisakina and Oblivious really getting so many early picks for their team. Very interesting picks, even doing just the 1v1s. They're trusting that team to be able to win the neutral even without them, Dusty. And their team is actually not necessarily carrying them, but like being able to hold on to the space that they're given. Because without Lucio, our Matra is way slower. He cannot just go in. They cannot get picks on the backline as much as that. And Twisted and Avalanche are trying to get the picks. But in Factor and Harper just being such an annoyance in the backline. Harper with those the hacks and the virus just being a menace. Avalanche is not having a fun time right now playing this Genji into this composition.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a little bit easier now as Boostios are gonna decide, you know what, it's dive time. We don't want to brawl you anymore. We have the open space of gardens. So it's gonna be a Pharaoh duel actually. Twisted and Harper both locking the Rocket Demon. I actually couldn't think of a creative title for Pharaoh.
You know, Twisted did show that on the previous map as well. That was kind of also what got Boostios the win. But again, it's already a very scrappy fight. Taking our Mantra face to face here. Prime falling low, does not get picked up. And is that a boop? Oh my god,
Is that gonna be a Chisakina running away? And the spawn gets away. Barely, but now Tequila's down there, Lucio. Mocha can't escape. and Avalanche will get the cleanup there. Oblivious gets the finish on the Factor, and it's going to be first flip Boostios. Is that another one? Is that another one for Oblivious? Is that
Even
four?
if it's not, it's a knockback kill, and that works for me. Oblivious really putting so much work into this character here. Brazil on top, he's saying.
And now Harper's on Sombra.
Going back to the Sombra, not tired taking the power duel. Oh my god, Twisted almost gets one clipped by Factor, no recall. Twisted is still needing a little bit of care. The coupons fly into the air, try to hit their pigeon.
Yeah, now you have to worry about the members of Tequila walking through the side of White Room just trying to survive, and they are pinchering Boostios quite well here as Mocha's able to get the Nemesis form in, just be able to walk down, as Mocha and Prime are going to be able to get the initial 3 picks there that you need. It's going to be around 40% for Boostios, as I was going to say that White Room might be a little dangerous, but when you have 3 pinching the other side of the point, it kind of just made a kind of a death sandwich.
Yeah, very smart coming out from Tequila MockingBird. And then again, the Sombra swap already getting Avalanche to just drop immediately, the health just dying. That just opens up the fight, because you have to look at the post bomb is wide.
Oblivious almost goes down.
I get it.
The Faro's fighting for their life here for Boostios now. That's going to be a quick engage, a rush coming in from the side of Prime. Mocha having to use the Annihilation, walking up a little too fast. Oblivious is going to counter with a beat of his own, as it's going to be the rest of Boostios trying to walk in. No boop kills yet, as Mocha's still alive with this Annihilation, and points just going to be ticking as Small pops the Primal, trying to knock anyone off the map, trying to get a confirm here in any way. But the Winston looks confused, as even with the rush, you can't find the confirm. A little too late. I mean, you find Prime, but you're still trying to fight this one as Tequila are split. It's just another scrappy fight here next, as Mocha's falling low. No more Nemesis form to save him, no more block. As Shizukina will go into the back line once again with Harper there to keep them alive. And Tequila is still getting a little bit of extra percent as Shizukina will stall. You have the beat still. Harper finds ECF, and it's a 3v3 next. It's a beat. It hits 3 members of Tequila. Mocha comes back here eventually. His Factor's going to get the clean onto Oblivious. Avalanche can't use the blade. There's no target to confirm at that low HP. And Tequila wins the fight by a miracle dive in the backline by Harper and Shizukina.
This was pure chaotic evil to watch. They were not able to confirm, the Boostios was not able to confirm the cleanup quick enough. So Shizukina just lived there, and with Tequila MockingBird, they just come back faster than anybody on Boostios, especially because Mocha did not drop for all of that. EMP is gonna come in.
It doesn't hit Avalanche though. The blade's still in the back line. Avalanche finds Harper looking for more. This blade has been cut down though, as it's going to be another 3v3. Harper and Mocha are down for Tequila. You only have a few more members of Shizukina and Factor. They do not care. They're going to get a cleanup and try to just finish this round out. As now it's just Twisted with the barrage. You weren't able to use it this round, and you're not going to be able to use it ever. Yeah. As Tequila's going to take Lijiang. And this is going to be an interesting series next. Oh my.
Oh, this is so fun. Watching this Lucius plays, it's so chaotic. It's so chaotic, happening everywhere. Because it's Lucius taking 1v1s, it's Lucio getting boop kills, and then it's Harper in the backline harassing people, and it's Twisted getting 3 somehow. Just things going on all the time, and of course, like the tanks being able to survive for that long, especially Mocha on the last push from Boostios was insane. Not only the care, but the care coming from the supports, but the good cooldown management coming out to really be able to live for that and somehow retake that fight that was just looking so desperate for your Tequila. But they take map 1, and now we're going to hybrid, Dusty. What map would you choose here?
Right. Well, it's going to be a little difficult. We saw Tequila try to play that ball style, but they also went to the brawl itself after the round 2 and round 3. So honestly, I feel like anything kind of goes here. I don't think you want to take Boostios to Paraiso though. I think that's too more Winston dive heavy. It's a lot more difficult to get the ball running. So I'm expecting probably something of a KR and or Hollywood. Also, we do have the marker system on the maps now.
Hey, that's cool. We can duel now. But I don't know. It's Boostios map pick, Dusty. So you might want to try to take them into the dive, especially if Small does want to try that Winston with Avalanche on the Genji and Twisted on Pharah. I think Paraiso is a great choice. Hashtag not biased at all.
For Boostios, yeah, I kind of forgot. I'm losing it a little bit. I'm losing it.
He's going crazy. I was crazy once.
They like
Um,
me, as they say. But, yep, most likely Powder ESO. I honestly don't disagree. We saw it last night. It was actually really fun to watch. So, honestly, I wouldn't be complaining about it, but realistically, it's KR probably, as everyone picks it. But we don't know yet, but just knowing the entire server. Oh, Nyx, you're happy.
Oh, hell yeah. It's Paraíso, my beloved. And it's a really good map pick. It's just smart coming out from what they want to play. They want to force Tequila onto the dive mirror, most likely, because they're more competent in their synergy. If you're Boostios, like, yeah, I'm confident that my Winston's are gonna be able to take a lot of space. We're gonna be able to get picks with Twisted onto the far and Avalanche onto the Genji. And of course, Oblivious and ECF are just doing crazy work as the backliners for them. So very smart pick. Good job. Good job, them. Love Paraíso. Very
There's still
fun
a few
map.
more boop opportunities here. We
That's
still
true.
got a few more. We had like five on the shop.
I mean, confirmed we have at least 3 confirmed.
I think
For
at least-
Mocha.
I think one got. I think Chizukina got 1 too. So I think it's at least 4 combined. But I don't
That's
know.
true. That's true. Lots of boop kills coming out on this map. I mean, if you're looking for boop kills, it's probably gonna be as you're pushing going to second. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the Lucius decide to take this fight. It's all about speed in Paraíso, especially if you're attacking first. So a lot of the rotation is gonna be resting on the shoulder of Chizukina here right now. We're seeing the Harper still sticking onto the Sombra. Again, they did miracles with that character being annoyance. Avalanche was not able to play the video game 99% of the time. So not upset about that choice. And we're seeing a Lucio Brig on attack here, Dustin?
Oh, we actually are. All right.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, you speed around and have a somewhat sustainable backline. I don't hate it, but it could be dived out easily by Avalanche if ECF gets a good nade. But I'm more interested by just like the entire conflict of you're playing more of a defensive Winston, well not Winston, playing more of a defensive Diva style here for the side of Boostios, and that's gonna help Avalanche find Harper trying to go in for the engage. But everyone's off of the high ground now for the side of Boostios. They're all 1 HP, and Mocha's in the backline on the Winston. It's going to be both supports for Boostios going down. Add the Ash on top of it. Chizukina is gonna help get the confirm there, as it's going to be a quick cleanup here actually from Tequila. You were able to knock everyone off the high ground, and after that, you kind of just got sandwiched again.
And that's the dive we're kind of talking about that Boostios wanted to do, but Tequila just executed perfectly right now, going into the backline. Because again, Oblivious, ECF, and Twisted were just stacked on top left, and once you jump in as a Winston, you force out cooldowns, you're not gonna live that for long. I mean, they survived for a little bit with the Brig, with the Ana heals, but it was not enough, especially with Factory going in and cleaning up whatever Mocha already set up for him.
Yeah, now Chizukina's already hunting for a dive dart here. A small is going to burst down Mocha. That's going to be probably no more dives for Tequila for a little bit. As you're going to keep cart moving here for Tequila, not much else, as you're kind of just trying to build up a few ults. And as we have Small going to contest point, as Avalanche is going to keep the stagger going with killing Chizukina.
Yeah, so now Prime is going to be payload princessing time. This payload pushes by itself for a long time there too. So they probably could have taken the time to set up properly if you were Tequila, but hindsight is 2020. And Small, you kind of comment on the Diva. Small proving why Diva is so good here, especially moving against high grounds. Your boosters are just in a fast cooldown, and being able to hit to eat those viruses. And Chizukina immediately getting deleted at the point. That's Diva gaming. I love it.
A little too close to the sun, as Small is just going to be running it down with the boosters. And now you're still getting a little extra car progress for 4 minutes, and now it's just going to be trying an attempt to grab ECF before you die. But it's a nice sleep. That's going to be a nice follow-up. Harper's going to go down. As now it's going to be looking for an ult fight here, Nyx, as you've probably got like the Nano Blade for Boostios, and if Harper hits an EMP, it could just shut down that entire game plan.
You could, but you also gotta be careful from by Oblivious Rally. If you get shut down with your EMP, Harper, it's gonna be diabolical. You need to hit it big. Yeah, you need to hit it big. You need to set up factor sets with this blade. And again, that's
it's a 5-man EMP, Nyx!
Exactly. We're talking about it. They deliver, and now it's like going in. DPS Lucio a little bit, but again, you guess 2, guess 3. Baby Diva's gonna get staggered off probably.
Oh, this is already almost getting close back to the mech, but it's gonna be a quick murder onto the Diva now as Avalanche and Small are still down. I don't think you're gonna be able to get the touch here as add 5 minutes here now for the complete time bank for Tequila as they're going through third. There's Oblivious. It rallies force early, but you're getting juggled by a primal raging Winston. ECF gets a nicely powered, but the blade's on top. Everyone's getting juggled around. And it's going to be Oblivious going down. Avalanche is having to run away as Factor's still running into the backline. ECF split. Diana's going to fall low. Going to get confirmed. Small is going to be able to trade out Factor. And maybe Mocha, but you lose your mech again. Now it's going to be another stagger and a more cart progress for Tequila. But, I mean, you force the... That's 3 ults from Tequila. You only use your rally. It's still not bad to start this 3rd point hold.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, Small now with this bomb has a 2nd life. Bombs are usually not used to get the kills, it's just stay alive. But Twisted gets picked up early. This cannot happen. You need to be able to secure a kill. With the beef, it's sticking out. Tequila's just gonna run in.
He's a Kiva?
Yes.
No way. No way they get okay. I was gonna say, I would be flabbergasted there if you were able to get away with that kind of play. But Harper is able to TP out, and I think Boostios are finally gonna start this defense with a Nano Blade to cut down Prime's rally. And that's a bit of a late one too, so you're not complaining if you are Boostios. You forced out the rally. Now Tequila really doesn't have anything until Harper builds this EMP, and Small still has a bomb as a safety measure.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the point progress, see. So Tequila realistically only needs to win 2 fights right now. Good start. If Harper gets picked off of Boostios, though, does not manage to secure the kill. To swap into the Moira, a little bit more sustain, a little bit more controlled healing, crowd control healing. Orbs just being chugged, a lot of damage happening. Tequila falling low, but it's gonna somehow survive.
Harper sleeping.
Uh-oh.
The Sombra's down. No EMP for this fight next. As now Oblivious, they can just play safe and try to build up the rally as they get it now, but they're already getting bursted down by Factor in the backline. Small is able to get that trade onto the Genji. Chizukina still in the backline trying to run away, I'm pretty sure. Where's the Lucy? Yep, there he is. But now, this Boostios hold looking better by each fight as these aggressive plays are not doing you many favors anymore in this close contested area where Boostios can play safe and grouped. So now, with those staggers, it's going to be a little extra time burned, and 2 minutes, 40 seconds now for Tequila. You still have an EMP and a Blade now. But Boostios are getting up to their own ults as well with the rally to potentially shut down the EMP like you mentioned before.
Or even the Blade right now, because Spectre blading into a rally Brig is a little bit scary. Brig is the Ray boss for a reason, especially if ECF managed to build up this Nano, which again, Small is taking so much damage, and that's a rally. That's a big EMP with the EMP!
Small finds Prime. Twist is just trying to survive, trying to find extra pick. Avalanche and Small are still alive. They might be able to get another one before going down here. As Shizukina's 1 HP, and Small still has his bomb as a safety measure to try and live a little longer on this point. And you're gonna pop it. You only have to fight the Winston and the Sombra. Shouldn't be able to get killed that quickly. As they get the stomp damage on a Mocha, gonna have to force back that Winston for a little bit longer. As Twisted will now be coming back to spawn with the Overclock ready. ECF getting close to the Nano as well. 2 minutes to go. Mocha has a primal race to jump in for this next dive. And Tequila's trying to move in quick, but Harper gets forced out. Mocha's gonna jump in. Avalanche falling low as well. Prime on the Moira doing a lot of work. It's gonna be an early overclock. This is a nice nade on the Factor, but the deflect will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Twisted has to go out into the open, getting forced out by Harper. Is able to shut down the Sombra. Shizukina's 1 HP now. Car's still going. Mocha finds 2 with the Primal, looking for more onto ECF. Ana still has the Nano here. Can you get on to Small in time? No, the Diva's still stalling. Prime goes down. Small is a 1v2 situation right now, with Shizukina just doing work on the Lucio still. Avalanche falling low. The Genji coming back to help the Diva still a little bit longer. As Small, they need this Nano. Twist is able to find Shizukina. The Soldier coming back from the spawn. And it's still winnable here for the side of Boostios. You just need to get this Nano off now. As Prime's coming back with Coalescence as well. Where is... No Nano from ECF. It's going to be Twisted stalling. It gets Nano at the last second. Gonna burn a little extra time here as the Soldier will stall. Avalanche coming back with the Blade here potentially. 10% to go, 50 seconds. And it was not a bad hold, but a great offense from Tequila. 3rd point was rough. You got held for a little 4 minutes, but you still get it with time. That's what really matters here on Hyper.
Oh, yeah, that's true, because then you still play for another round even if they manage to full cap. Just anyway, time bank is a win. Especially because, as we saw, Boostios had the spawn advantage. His last point in Paraiso is very much contestable coming out. It's very hard to secure it, but Tequila and MockingBird never gave up the fight. And again, it gets a little bit scrappy because they always believe it's winnable. And with ultimates, it ends up being winnable, you know. Prime coming back, staying alive. Twisted was not able to find that much at the end, even with the Nano, because him and ECF were just falling very low and needed to just play for life, try to stall a little bit longer. It was still a valiant attempt to have a hold for Boostios after getting such a fast attack onto 1st and 2nd. You didn't let yourself get boomed, and you just play your game. You knew how to regroup, you knew how to recontest this, and they did it. And now we need to see their attack. They're gonna be still choosing to stick with the Ana Brig on attack.
Hazard now for Tequila with the Ash Mercy setup. I don't necessarily actually hate this one, Nix, but Chizukina's actually going to go off the Lucio as well to the Ana. So, I mean, if you get a nade and Dynamite set up, Mocha can kind of just run in on the Haz and get in for free without really dying.
Chizukina is also a very prime, like, delicious piece of meat for the Winston and Avalanche right now.
Hey, do we see Chizukina right now? Can we go back to that Ana POV? And Mocha accidentally walls off their own Ana. Avalanche is going to get the quick kill into Chizukina there, and that's certainly an interesting play, Nix.
Yeah, that was a choice and a half for sure. Mocha still surviving. Hazard has a lot of survivability, but it's not gonna be very interesting choice to spawn hold as an Ana. A little bit greedy, I would say, but hey, it's for the content. Very funny. It was very funny. I was that. A little bit baffling, but very funny. You went in, probably try to get to sleep in the nade early, but I mean, Booster just came in her face so fast, he just couldn't even react to it. Especially because she's like, you know what's by herself on the front line. There was nobody with them except Mocha, maybe, who walled her on out. Oh no.
Which is gonna keep this push going with a quick pick on Chizukina. Prime goes over to the brick to try and help out Chizukina there, but not gonna be enough as Twisted. Oh, almost gets Harper. The Sombra TP is away at 1 HP. You're gonna be able to get Factor picked off though by Small. And this push for Boostios is still going to be going quick as Twist is getting closer and closer to this duplicate. And if you dupe Mocha with Small jumping into Winston, that might be quick one-shot potential as Factor is actually going to take the Echo duel, by the way, as this card's going to keep pushing.
I'm tired of just getting dove as a hit scan, doesn't want to deal with that. Mocha falling very, very low, but getting a lot of care, managing to build support ults too. Just taking out his 50 to Nano, almost 70. Oh my god.
It's everything going down in the mini room right now. It's a lot of chaos.
It's a lot of chaos. Oh my god.
Has to stabilize. They're falling low, but Boostios are still pushing. 4 minutes, 50 seconds ago. Oblivious is a nice hack from Harper. The confirm is there with the help of Factor as well. And now Boostios are kind of split without their speed. Chizukina finds ECF, no more backline, and that's going to be a fight loss for Tequila. With a nice sleep from Chizukina there to stagger Small, and yeah, that's just a nice fight.
Yeah, and again, Boostios got a little bit indecisive on what to do there. They saw Oblivious getting hacked, but they didn't commit to either peeling or trading for the backline. Avalanche was kind of stuck in between rock and a hard place at a point. They need to make this decision even fast, especially because she's like, you know, it's just a sitting duck right now. You need to be able to kill the Zona very quickly.
Harper looking for the EMP, Prime goes down.
Rig. That works.
Harper's still looking for this EMP. It's a nice nade, it hits 2. Oblivious is Small. That's a lot of sustain, probably gone, but you're still able to pop the Primal Rage. You're down 2 for Boostios. Factor's gonna find another. Chizukina does go down, but I don't think you're gonna have enough to fight with here if you're Boostios. And no, Factor's gonna clean up the backline with a 4K. As Small has to jump out and might just get, picked off there at the end. A slight few second stagger. Boostios still have 4 ults though, but it was a Primal for an EMP. You'll take that trade, but still a rough engage running into the Nano Rally.
Yeah, and I mean, Twisted has been holding on to this duplicate for like since first point. They need to use it eventually. They gotta make a commitment.
From Harper. That's good. Well, there you go, but it's used to live. As you're gonna have a Sombra of your own now, as Chizukina is getting dove in the backline. The dupe Sombra might be able to build an EMP. Twisted's 1 HP. Prime is going to be in the backline with the rest of Factor and Mocha, and the rest of Tequila just gonna keep running it down. And Factor's dupe was able to just get a little more work having the extra multi-hit capability of the Winston. And now you're going down to 3 minutes to get through second with Boostios, but you do force everything from Tequila. I didn't even see the hazard.
Yeah, and I mean, they win the 4v5 on the 4v4 in the back of those ultimates, but ECF does have the rush, so a rush-bladed Genji is going to be able to get picks very easily. So Chizukina, you need to either hit those sleeps or get a good nade early so you can stop this Boostios push right now.
Yeah. Twist started falling low, though, as they're going to walk down by Mocha. Avalanche finds 8 HP. And they just have to play safe. They're not going to get greedy for kills here. They don't have the HP for it, but Harper still gets them bursted down. Prime's 1 HP. Chizukina goes down. No more support for Tequila MockingBird. It's a 2v3 for them, as Mocha's going to have to eventually just fall, as the damage is going to be too much to handle from the Lucio, Winston, Echo setup. As card's going to get moving again, but you do burn 3 minutes if you're Tequila. Harper gets staggered, though. That's going to be great. You're getting close to another EMP, though, for this recontest, as Boostios still have double support ults.
Yeah, I mean, now you're in a good place, but the card still has a long way to go, especially considering Tequila MockingBird spawn is right there where you need a cap. And they're going to be able to farm the ZMP. The ZMPs from Harper have been on point time and time again. So you need to be able to kite it if you're oblivious, or just quick engage with a rush for ECF.
3-man EMP, ECF cannot use the rush, but Oblivious has the ability to use the beat. Did not get hit by the EMP. It was nice position from the Lucio there. As Twisted finds that mirror and factor, and it's going to be pretty much a clean fight here for Boostios, able to just rush down the entirety of Tequila, as with Oblivious not getting hit by that EMP. Like I said, they get the beat and they can just walk it down, sustain, pop their blade, or well, but they pop their rush combo, and it's going to be able to get you to 3rd point access now, Nyx.
And now comes the hard part, right? Because this last point is just a misery to take, but with a very aggressive dive coming out from Small and Twisted.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, now it's just taking a lot of space if you're Boostios, which is great. You don't want to let Tequila set up for this, especially if you don't want to let Tequila get a free nade.
Yeah, and now Tequila getting close to the hazard ult and the rally and the dupe.
Oh, Twisted
That's gonna be the dive and back from Small. And it's gonna be it is the Ana dupe from Twisted, getting close to the actual nano boost, and you're gonna get it onto Avalanche.
Oh!
A dupe nano. Small finds Prime, Mocha's left in the back line. As now it's gonna be a trade, 4v4, both members down to support for both teams. As now, Chizukina falling low, getting close to the nano of their own, Factor falling down, Chizukina going down as well. Card is not moving for Boostios, but the picks certainly are. As Twisted's gonna find Harper now, you're gonna get even more space. You have 2 minutes to go, and you're getting close to the blade and beat, but you're walking into 3 ults now from Tequila, and now you should be able to get a good regroup for this next fight.
What an insane dupe coming up for Twisted. Just managed to keep Small up enough at least to get the Primal out and getting a nano into Avalanche. So a lot of damage coming out of the boosters. Tequila does have ultimate to recontest this, especially if Avalanche just gets picked off. But no, it's Twisted. Oh.
But it's gonna be the Echo traded out here. No, Twisted's able to live. Prime can't reach him, but now it's a nano hazard in the back line. Chizukina finds Avalanche. It's 4v4 once again. As Chizukina finds 2, the Ana for Tequila. Putting on a show tonight. But they're going to be picked off by ECF. It's still a 3v4. Harper looking for the next target, going to beat ECF. Small and the side of Boostios, though, are still finding picks through all the chaos. Small's going to survive. Oblivious has a beat to keep him up if need be. Avalanche getting closer and closer to this blade. Mocha's getting split up. Cannot survive. ECF will go down. Suzu just a second late. There's going to be an early rally. Mocha cannot get the sustain from it, though. As Boostios are still trying to fight this, and that's already another minute burn on this clock. This fight's been going so long, Nick. Now you just got to get out. As Factor's gonna get with the Lucio dupe!
The Lucio dupe is diabolical.
Maybe we'll see a dupe beat and dupe nano in the same match.
That would be really funny. Oh my god, this... I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if Factor meant to use that. It's probably more a survival tool, if so, or just copy the wrong target. But if you're Tequila, you're still doing pretty good here. There's still a hard push to do if you're Boosters, and especially if Twisted gets picked.
The EMP? It hits the corner! It's a memp! It's a memp! Prime is now in the back line for Tequila. You have 30 seconds to go for Boostios. That EMPing the wall is still just shocking me. Now you have Avalanche in the back line fighting Chizukina. Looking for more. Trying to cut down the Tequila MockingBird. Making a little bit of a KFC. That's going to be a nice hazard ult, but not going to be enough. No follow-up from the side of Tequila because all your members are dead. And you still have a rush and dupe. And since it's under a minute, if you cap this even in overtime, you should be fine. But you're trying to go for the kill. You're trying to burst these guys down as fast as possible. It's going to be Twisted duping the hazard as... Small falls trying to stabilize this a little more. ECF use the rush, not gonna happen. It's a nice hazard dupe though.
Big.
And you get the ult at least. Mocha's falling low, but Factor's in the backline getting trade out. Twisted and Factor. The Echo's putting on shows right now in this fight. Twisted finds another. Harper's coming back.
No.
But it's just Avalanche left. And Tequila should be able to take this one to match point with Avalanche going down. And what a fight. It's going to be Small getting the retouch though. Twisted still falling low. No, that's Twisted Factor. But it's still a stall from Small. And now Oblivious is coming back as well. We're trying to get some follow-up, but Mocha's back now. She's getting closer and closer to this nano. Overtime burns.
It's over. Oh.
Oblivious gonna touch, and it's going to be match point now. Going to Tequila, but what a paraiso, Nyx.
This map is so fun. Oh my god. Insane work coming from both teams. Amazing defenses. And this overtime spawns are just devastating, Dusty. Oh my god. Tequila with Factor and Harper just being able to go for the backlines just guarantees them to win because it was an amazing dupe from Twisted. Dupe was just killing everybody out of spawn. Mocha was not able to survive that. Sekina was not able to survive that. But luckily, the flankers coming out from Tequila were able to get the trades onto the point, so Booster was not able to cap, unfortunately. But you should not be disheartened by that. It was a very hard loss. If you're like, oh my god, we could have won, that was so winnable, if this and that, but you cannot allow yourself to get boomed. Now is the time to get the mental back, make new plans, and because they're going to Flashpoint, and I mean, if you're going to reverse sweep, now is the start, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just peep. I just checked stream, and the EMP just happened.
Oh, that was. Oh my god, that was. If Tequila lost, he was probably gonna be on the back of Dow EMP, but luckily
Oh
they
my
still
god.
managed to hold that insane work.
Nonetheless, great job from Tequila there. They're going to be winning their second map on the night. Match point. We could see a reverse sweep on Boostios. This is still a close series. But for now, as we wait for Flashpoint, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute break. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you got snacks and drinks. I forgot to tell you to do that. I know it's a miracle. But
No hydration.
we are back next. We're going to third map here, most likely Saravasa, but it's going to at least be Flashpoint, as Boostios are currently down 0-2 from Tequila, but it has not been a stomp from what the score says. It is close.
No, literally does, because like the 2-0 does not tell a story. The amount of 99s, both teams are putting up a show right now. And again, you're on the back foot for Boostios, but everything else close. You're playing great. You're confident. You know what you can play into that, or you know what they're gonna run. They've been sticking to the Sombra composition. So as long as you prepare for that, you can win this Flashpoint, but you just need to prepare, and you cannot allow yourself to get boomed. And of course, it's Saravasa. It's always Saravasa. I know you're an NGC lover, but you're just wrong. Saravasa is just the better
I like them both. I just like NGC because I only see Saravasa.
True, that's fair. And I'm actually kind of excited to see the Lucio players into this map. Saravasa has some cheeky...
going to be in the backline 5 times again.
Yeah, Lucio can do some cheeky stuff coming in. And we saw Oblivious getting some boop kills. Maybe we see it again. Boop City happening. Always love that. And Tequila is just being a menace. Reincarnation of Frog in Div 3 is so funny to watch.
Yeah, and now, I mean, I don't think we have any swaps whatsoever. So honestly, it's just going to be certainly an interesting... interesting map. I'm guessing this one might honestly go to around 5.
Yeah, I know. At least like around 5, if not a win, so we can continue with the series. Because it's been so much fun to cast both teams. They are crazy. Are we seeing a Doomfist?
I don't think so. I was probably gonna be the ball, right?
We saw the ball. We also saw the Ramatra coming in. You could play the Ramatra.
Prime is not playing Zen. I promise you that much.
Yeah, that is not happening ever.
Right?
But
right? Prime?
No, it's just a little bit of trolling. I'm sure.
Prime?
Right?
Prime?
Prime?
Prime? Oh god,
we're rolling out on the Zen.
It's losing!
What is that Doomfist Dusty? What is this? Tequila MockingBird having a little bit of fun right now. To be fair though, this score is gonna be crazy, but you need to be able not to die. Because look at what Boostios have. They're just gonna go running straight at your face if you're Zenyatta.
But
she's Tequila!
Oblivious!
Oh my god, the Lucio players.
ECF finds Prime though, the Zen cannot run away, so now it will be a 4v4. And not many heals for either side here, but you still do have ECF up and running. So Boostios do have a little extra sustain. Mocha has to back up early as Small and the Queen has a lot of sustain. And if you get knifed at all, on no matter who you are on Tequila right now, you're gonna have a rough time. As Avalanche and the rest of Boostios are gonna be able to collapse onto the point, burst everyone down, and get the first cap here, but Prime switching. Prime locking in.
They're still sticking with the Zen Doom here, but Prime is just gonna die. That's gonna keep happening, Prime. It's gonna be a little bit of diabolical. Tequila did get the first trade onto Oblivious, but it was not enough because ECF just fixed the Zenyatta, so you literally have negative healing, less damage.
The definition of insanity, Nix, you know it.
Hey, I love it, bro. I'm not gonna complain. This is fun. This is fun Overwatch.
Oh my goodness. It's going to be Tequila trying to go over to take the point now. Mocha's doing a good job with she's being able to pressure out the backline, getting Harper set up as well. But for now, Avalanche is going to be able to dash Harper. That's a nice dash from the Genji. Just going to be able to get the reset and get out. As Twist is going to find Factor. And now it's starting to look a little rough for Tequila here, as you don't really have enough heals to sustain through all this Queen Genji setups. Because you get knifed, you get Carnage, and then you get dash.
Kills either. So like in this setup, you want to get picks early, but you're not able to do that because you just keep dying first time and time again. So something needs to change on Tequila's side. Either you start playing more grouped up, or
Oblivious! Oh, the Suzu! The Suzu from ECF is good, but Prime finds Twisted. Now it's a charge from the Doomfist. It hits 2. ECF goes down, and you are able to get the cleanup. A bit of a scrappy, but you okay. Pulse forced out bad at least for the side of Boostios. You still have every ult online basically. Oblivious just didn't get staggered though.
I mean, now you have the point, so technically Boostios is playing to you. You don't have a Suzu though, and you know Small is gonna be very close to the Queen ult here. Because what are you gonna use? You're gonna use Transcendence? Transcendence not able to heal through NT that the Small's ult has, but Harper getting a cheeky angle, try to get early pick and Tequila fighting Twisted. Hello?
How? How is he getting away with it?
Diabolical.
Mocha, Meteor Strike, everyone's falling low for side. Boostios are all cramped. And now it's gonna be a Meteor Strike. It does not hit Oblivious. What the punch certainly does. Rampage, though, hits two. Forces the beat. Almost an Ajax there from Tequila. They have to run away now. As the rest of Tequila has to disengage. There'll be a beat from Oblivious to push Boostios forward. But Prime still has his Transcendence to sustain their team a little longer. To go through the rush eventually here. It's still a chaotic fight. Oblivious goes down. Harper's able to get that pick. It's a 4v5. Fourth side of Boostios. You still need a touch. You have 10% to go next. Avalanche still has the blade. But everyone's getting knocked around. Avalanche will go down. No blade. And you get the touch if you're Twisted, but you're somehow making this work if you're Tequila. I am stunned.
I mean, because look how far up they are playing this. They're playing in spawn camp, and Boots is just not able to outspeed this somehow, even with Jericho and show. Tequila just very aggressive angles, just going very fast into their face, and they're not able to respond to this. And you still die. You lost a point that was like a 99 to you. Still with two ultimates. You still had the rush. You still had the blade, and you never got to use any of this. And now Tequila is gonna have a better OT con because Harper has the EMP, Effector has a post bomb. You can get one pick with a post bomb, it's just a win for you. So you're not too worried.
That's already your Suzu. And Chilaquina's already in the backline. Mocha's able to get the clean up. Effector's in there as well. It hits two. And that's just, you literally saw 4 members of Tequila walk in there at the same time from different angles all at once, like a hive mind, just collapsing onto Boostios. And now it's going to be the point flip here quickly for the second one, and the momentum is starting to get heavier and heavier. If you
Tequila is going for a new, quick pick too. He's being crazy with this Lucio, really going in, becoming a Frogger.
Oh, did he just?
It was a little high. It was a little hello. Sure. Now, Boost is trying to walk, but they're just getting pincered again. Tequila still has a speed boost. They didn't even use to use that. And Mocha's just gonna ult out. ECF forced to use the Sooner Rush, but dies.
This is missed, and it's a double punch from Mocha.
Oh my god.
The Doomfist got a charged punch. It was gone. And now Avalanche pumps the blade trying to clutch, but you get hacked, you get virus. It's not enough, and everyone's on Tequila is so low. So you must be feeling just rough right now, Blue Chews. You could have gotten that one. It's just maybe late, a little too late, and now Small's gonna get staggered. Your Queen's gonna take a while to get back, and now with how fast this point is ticking next, I don't know if you get a recontest.
I like to swap it to the far. You probably just, I mean, you still could get a recontest. You have Oblivious coming back with the speed, or Twisted can probably fly up there, but you're just gonna be dropping like flies onto the point.
The beat
to survive. Oh yeah,
the
they're just gonna give this. They're just gonna give this. Boostier's not taking this fight.
Oh, they are not going to let off the gas pedal next. Avalanche, Twisted, run!
Oh, you can't. It's just oh, and now the
spawn's
momentum's
gone.
fully.
ECF can't get away anymore. They're all stuck. The spawn disappears. And now it's gonna be the cleanup for Tequila. And now it's just one more point for a 3-0. And this is, I got nothing.
No, this is a diabolical composition for this to be working. Avalanche, you're making. Yeah, I was gonna comment. You cannot be playing the Genji anymore. You tried on the first 2 maps. You tried on this one for the first 2 points. It's not working. You need to swap. Harper has been a menace to you. You were just not getting any value out of the character. So that's probably why we saw the blade come in a little bit late.
Well, the pulse was Twisted!
Oh, it's Twisted? You fly!
Apparently not.
Postbone's fine now, I guess, too. So now there's such a big pick from Tequila, because Boosters cannot walk about the far, and Avalanche is gonna fly. Oh my god.
Prime falls low, pops the Transcendence. Twisted's able to find Factor, but it doesn't matter. You gotta run back into your spawn now, as Nyx, you have 2 more fights. Otherwise, oh, this is good. This is looking just dangerous now. And you have an EMP from Harper to worry about, so unless Oblivious can hide, Harper's in the spawn looking just for a quick pick, has to TP out. But now it's up to Oblivious to play safe here, because if you get hit by this EMP, it might be just the series over next. But Twisted falls early. Everyone gets... Twisted just gets mugged in the streets of Saravasa in the alleyway. Small finds Prime is going to be the beat.
Oh,
Harper,
almost an Ajax.
Almost an Ajax, but you're able to get away with the beat. But you still have 25% to go. Avalanche is falling low in your spawn doors, and you have 20% to touch now. No more EMP to worry about. Mocha can just knock you away. You have Meteor Strike as well to slow you down. And now it's going to probably be up to Oblivious to send it in. She's the key to those in the spawn. 1 HP. Will not die. No one gets a touch next. And Tequila. Wait, no, they do. It's Twisted. Oblivious finds Harper, but it's 2 left for the side of Boostios. Walking into the entirety of Tequila. And they don't even need the beat. They don't need the pulse. Make that a 3-0. Tequila is sending this Div 3 match home quickly tonight. It was looking close in the first 2 maps, but Lucio Zen is what's going to... the last thing we're going to see.
Dusty, I am flabbergasted. My flabbers have been gasted. What a diabolical composition for MockingBird. We were not believers. I was not a believer.
I was definitely not a believer.
It was not looking good at first, but as soon as they took points, they were able to. Because again, their whole composition is about getting early picks and not getting picked off early. So just like Tequila just being able to go into the back line with Harper just being a menace. Everybody on Tequila MockingBird was able to coordinate. Not necessarily. It's a little bit of a weird dive with Zenyatta because again, discard one person, they are dead basically in there. And that's exactly what happened after those first couple of fights coming out from Tequila. Boostios just not able to respond, dying, just staggering, not able to regroup, not able to use ultimate actively too. It's a little bit devastating way to go out in the series because they are looking so strong.
And
but
that
you
means
can,
Tequila's gonna
yeah.
take third.
Third place is gonna be for Tequila, and tomorrow we're gonna be seeing the the first place
First and second.
decider. Scary.
Yeah.
And MVP does say, I think we only can give it to one
Chisakina.
person. Chisakina. He was evil. Insane work.
Lucio Gaming makes it's. I mean, Power Brazil. I don't know.
Power Brazil. Power Brazil. And again, Diana was also fantastic. Even if a little bit silly on the first Paraiso play, going a little bit too far forward, but it's all for the love of the game, and I can respect that. And Tequila MockingBird looking very strong now. The Suravasa actually caught me off guard.
Yeah, and now, yeah, it's. I'm honestly just. I'm still in shock currently from Lucio's end gameplay working with the
And
Doomfist.
Doomfist does
Yeah.
Doomfist.
I mean, okay, Tequila just really likes their dive. I guess. All
I
can
mean, if
say.
it works, it works. You know, if it works, it works,
Yeah.
and it did, and it did in dominant fashion. But now we're gonna go on a short break before our second match of the day, which is gonna be a Division 2 Comeback Kids versus Normal. Normal still undefeated, Dusty.
Yeah, which means me and you'll have to be heading out as Sign and Withering will take the stage here in a little bit. So be ready for the Div 2 game coming up next as get some snacks, get some drinks. We're gonna head out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hopefully you had a chance to get some water and popcorn, because up next we have the Comeback Kids facing off against Normal. And without further ado, I'm excited to announce the casters for this matchup. Returning from yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, we have our shoutcaster, the one, the only Sign.
Good evening, guys. Glad to be back. Really can't wait to see this Div 2 game. Hopefully get something interesting. Hopefully get one more shakeup. Not much to Overwatch. We haven't had a lot recently, as you can see here from the previous games. But hopefully have a nice game. That's all I ask for. I ask for a nice little good game to cast where it's not them being rolled.
Yeah, and alongside Sign, we have our analyst for tonight, Withering.
What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I've been behind the caster's booth. I think my only casting so far this season has been the Shapeless versus, I want to say, who did they play first week? Caustic, jog my memory, please.
Ooh, you're giving me a interesting challenge to try and remember who.
You know what? It'll come back
week.
to me later, honestly. But it's gotta be good to be back behind here after conflicting schedules arising and having to focus on my teams and scrimming. But I'm glad to be here with you as well, Sign. I'm very excited for this match. No personal expectations. I haven't really been paying attention to Div 2 as much, but I'm happy to be here and watching our highest division play.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to see the rosters for both these teams shortly. And we have for PD Comeback Kids, Marco on Tank, Nesquix, and Narcissus on DPS, and WK and Big Brain on support. The interesting hero choices here. I think maybe you're just picking heroes because this comp doesn't have any synergy at all. But those that we have for PD Comeback Kids. And for our next roster, for Normal, we have Creep on Tank, Zafan and the Brad on DPS, and Zendafan and 10 on support. So
just looking at both teams and the heroes they have chosen for their roster graphics, I can expect this match to be potentially a little silly. But I'm excited nonetheless. I personally, looking at that Venture, I'm a massive fan of the Rock Eater. I would love to see some Venture comps be played. But there's a lot of interesting factors in playing the Venture character, but that's a story for another time. So I'm personally looking at both these teams. I'm thinking we're gonna have a good match, whether it's a 3-0 or a map 5. I think both teams are gonna put in their best effort to battle it out and win this team fight. You know what? I fucked that up. I'm sorry. I can't say that word.
No worries. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the match that you're talking about would have been Shapeless Abyss versus Errorless Veil.
That would be it, I believe, would be the fight.
We're gonna go with that as the matchup.
That was week 1.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Seems like it, but yeah.
But yeah, and we see our first map pick is again Lijiang Tower. I think out of all the games we casted, out of I think 18 games, I think maybe only 1 or 2 have not been Lijiang Tower. I think we get it.
I can confidently say the Shape with Airless match was Oasis, and then afterwards I saw Lijiang, a whole lot of Lijiang.
Yeah, it's just a comfort map, honestly. Dude, you play a lot of competitions on this map.
I think it's overplayed.
Yeah, it is overplayed
personally.
for sure. I would like Blizzard to add more control maps for sure. I feel like we kind of see the same ones over and over again. But again, they're Lijiang Tower here. See we get here, and we're gonna get into the game shortly. And looks like we're seeing some different styles of Overwatch here. We're seeing a kind of looks like Winston comp for PD, and we have Rissa for Normal. What do you think of these compositions here?
Looking at this pretty standard Winston comp, I'd say I will have to argue against, maybe the Surge if you're opt into playing really fast paced with the Winston, looking on heavy engages. Surge, you gotta play for sightlines primarily, get your Surge position into a spot where she can abuse an angle and get free picks. But we see Normal going on to this Ball Moira Lucio comp with a Soldier as the primary hit scan slot. Interesting choice here, starting off in this first fight Sign. We see Marco getting the first pick to set PD Comeback Kids with a early lead.
Soldier gets a pick as well, the Soldier, and just there we go. Just the ball comp kind, Brain just dive apart here, and just gonna get this point control here for sure. And What do you think of the difference between the Winston and Ball dive? Like, how is these two tanks different in terms of dive?
Well, typically when you're playing with a Winston, you have a lot more coordinated on top of each other walking into sort of play. You don't really look for too like heavy dive engages unless you're chasing or you're like have a guaranteed dive on somebody with a setup. Ball is a lot more disruptive, and you're looking at very fast-paced, almost like you're not even ready for it, blink of an eye type of fights. As we see here, both tracers getting traded out though, so but yeah, it's Winston comp's a lot more slow paced, a lot more methodical, definitely more calculated. Ball, pure disruption and chaos.
Yeah, as you can see here, that Momo just kind of thriving this chaos right now, just breaking apart PD, and this Ball's just kind of looking like getting in there, being disruptive. Winston's getting low here. Winston messed up his jump. He fucks up. Oh, sorry, he messed up the jump, and then he doesn't. And
I will contribute to the capture swear jar after this game.
And they don't get up here. And normal here is looking like these stagger kills. Look at the Curie. Curie might be able to TP out. Yep, Curie TP's out, forces the Suzu, and they come back here. And now it looks like, again, this Ball combo gonna try to set up. And it looks like PD are not too good at dealing with this Ball die. It seems like Creep is doing really well being disruptive and just being just a nuisance here.
Yeah, you want to play a lot faster when you're playing against the Ball comp, because once they start to get their footing and they have this kind of ground that they have here, it's really easy for them to set up and go for plays where they can instant engage on you and take space back from you as soon as you try to get it.
Slow here. Sojourn, ooh, not enough damage, and now it looks like, again, Gnome's able to split up the team, but Marco does able to get a pick. I'm gonna pick 2 picks over down the side of PD here. Maybe try to look trying to fight. There's a problem coming to Winston. Winston trying to get the primal here. Trying to get the Moira. Moira safe fades away, but this Marco's being so disruptive in the point that it seems like Creep can't even get anything done. And it looks like Nesco gets to pick as well, and the fight just kind of turns around for the side of PD, but they're investing more ultimates here. Creep gets 2!
Massive minefield.
And a fight that was looking good for PD, looking like the fight is lost, and this entire time, point is still in the hands of Normal here. And they're trying to force the point. I think they need to regroup.
Yeah, that's the scary part about this Ball comp. If you don't get dislodge this Ball from his positioning and get his value negated, there's the potential for a Ball comp just to immediately come back into the fight and maintain point control. I mean, that's just tragedy right there.
And now they're probably have like one last fight left in this last point here, and it looks like the ultimates on the side of PD are looking pretty decent. I think maybe they get a good overclock here in the backline. Maybe they'll get bigger. Looks like Marcus is going for the dive, but here next to investing overclock here, getting the Boostios and doing the Ajaxing. Oh, it gets Ajaxed. Ooh. Unfortunate. And it looks like PD looking to get this good dive here, but Creep is still on the point. He's being really disruptive, hard to kill. With 1,000 HP, gets wet. WK goes down here, and Creep is just being a nuisance. They can't kill the Ball. But Ball is forced out. Ball was eventually forced out, but getting 99% and forcing a +2, and PD have no ultimates coming in this next fight here. And same as well for Normal. It kind of seemed like a dry fight coming down here.
You're looking at dry fights coming in for potentially 2 fights, but Creep is slowly creeping up on these mines. Haha, funny joke. But the fun thing about this Ball is, like you said, 1,000 HP Ball, especially against like this Winston, it's so hard to burn him down unless he gets himself killed. I mean, Creep getting sent into the drink immediately by WK, trading Marco back out.
Well, it takes okay though. It's 44 fight. No tanks take anybody. And it looks like Normal might look to try to fight this here. And it looks like 1-1 WK versus Zenda. Get it back here. And Vexen has Kasuni versus the side of PD. And Trisha goes down. Oh, Sojourn goes down. And all the members of PD are starting to come down this fight. And it looks like they're just trying to stagger these picks here. Winston goes down too. And very fight on the side of Normal here. And they're trying to force the touch. I don't think they touch here. And no, they can't touch. That's the first round going to Normal.
Yeah, so after PD got that fight win, closing in on their 50% capture percentage, what they want to do is, after that unfortunate into the drink mishap from Creep, they need to push on to those remaining members of Normal and get the stagger kills that they can get before Creep comes back. I'm sure if they were tracking it, they knew he had mines, and those mines can be a big problem once you try to go into that point fight to contest the recapture. And ultimately, them not being able to walk on and finish off the remaining members of normal led to them losing that fight and losing the point itself. But now, you know, take a quick mental reset, going into a much more close quarters map that's harder for the ball to get value on. See what comeback hits have in store for us here.
And it seems like PD looking for a Ram Ultra composition here, looking kind of brawl bit here, but they're still in the ball on the side of normal here. Not the most best ball point here, but maybe he can try to get some value out of it. And oh, Tyler goes down.
You know, that's just the misfortune of Junkrat coming out late. And you get immediately walked on by the hit squad.
Yeah, and it looks like now we're going to have to force back. 10 gets a pick on WK, and it looks like the side of PD have to kind of back up here, just regroup, and they get the point on the side of normal here. And again, looks like they're doing really, Creep is doing a really good job being super disruptive in the team and just not letting them regroup what they want to. Especially in a comp like this, you do not want to get all split up. And it looks like they're going to try to put a point here. Lucio's a bit isolated here, trying to get the pick, but you want them to get him, and it looks like all split up here. Look at Creep on the backline again, causing a lot of chaos, and it looks like Tyre's trying to look to get something done here. Great flank on the side as a fan here, looking to get pressure a bit. And they do trade Tank. Tank goes down, but Lucio goes down too. But again, when Tank trade goes down, there's composition. But the Tracer goes down as well. It's 3v3 right now. But Creep is still alive, just being such a nuisance, and they're going to force to come back again.
Yeah, you know, if you're comeback kids here, you really need to play around keeping together all your way through your rotation until you get to where you need to be positioned at. Get your cast into a good spot to hold down an angle and make trouble for their ball and their soldier. As well as that Tracer. But now Tyrex are switching over to the Sombra here to give Creep a little bit more problems.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to get a Sombra here to counter this ball here, and hopefully Sombra get some more stuff done. But it looks like again the positioning of normal is kind of looking us to spread out, not really. There's no one we're to look at here. Ram's trying to look for the back line, but they kind of just run away. But dude, Zavan does die here. DPS are down, and there's the fight they're looking for on the side of comeback kids here, and there it is. They popped the Kasune just to win that fight, and clean fight win.
Nice little 3k there for Nesquik on the cast. I mean, you know, fan kills, maybe not so impressive, but a nice little 2-tap on the 10 there, secure it. Now, as your comeback kids, you need to hold this space, and you need to absolutely play your ult economy as best as you can. If I'm comeback kids here, maybe looking at a speed noon to try to walk onto their back line and separate them from their team. But now we have, you know, they're already in the position now. I mean, it's going to be a really tough fight for comeback kids.
Yeah, they split up. Okay, they're good. The beat is committed, Pulse is committed, and looks like Nestor get a pickup, but they do get Lucio for that castle, so they are one down inside of normal here, but Ball again is just being very disruptive, but a great hack from the side of Tyre, just getting Ball to go down here. That's the soldier ult here, and looks like the Brash gets some value here, does get the cast, Lucio gets really low, Lucio goes down too, and this fight's getting really chaotic, and normal's just. They do want the rainbow here though, trying to finish this fight up. Macro can't really get the value, just he dies. Kiri goes by herself, and it looks like just the fight just ends right there. I think Marco Jimmy thought maybe he could just clean up, but just the members, so much mobility, they just kind of just ran away. They just ran away, kited him, and just.
It's an unfortunate Ramatra experience where you pop your ult and then everyone's like, wait a minute, I don't have to sit in the ult, and you immediately lose it. Fight a little unfortunate to lose there for comeback kids, as Creep is now able to set up and go for this minefield however he pleases. And Zephan coming very close here to a pulse bomb. He's been a little lethal on this Tracer so far. We see now both tanks colliding on the point for this fight to start.
But you have EMP though. Good EMP trying to get Zai out, and Zai goes down, and great EMP on the side to Taylor, getting both supports going down. Best way to start this fight. But mines are still here, and oh. Yeah, it looked like the fight's over. Yep. Alright, I thought something else happened. But,
yeah, that was a really well-timed EMP there from Tyre, and finding a really good pick onto Zindia fan in the back line there, cutting off the Lucio team. As we now have PD Kids back in control of the point and looking to get their setup here to capture this point and send us to potentially round 3 and to the last potential fight for Night Markets. Spicer gets the opening pick in this fight. Very good opening pick onto the Brad. Hack comes out onto Creep now, immediately burned. I mean, this fight has PD comeback kids written all over it.
Yeah, and it looks like, again, now it's time to kind of getting their groove here. Let me get these picks. And they're trying to get a stacker pick, but Zendai just kind of goes down. And now it's last fight territory on the side of normal with no ultimates coming up. Both swarms are coming up somewhat soon, but 10 needs to survive here. 10 can't die. 10 goes down. And that might be the point. It looks like Brad's gonna force a touch, but Creep is on the point now. They got the castle. Castle's getting no value here. They do get Tyre. Tyre goes down, and that's kind of maybe a pick they want to look here. But Creep is just, again, just so tanky on the point. They really can't deal with them. And they get the slam on the soldier, on the cast, and they do get the read coming out here. And the picks are coming through on the side of normal now. They have members coming back, and this Ram again is trying to get something done, but like Ram is like, what do I punch? But may look for the soldier here. They did pop the Ram ult, but again the same thing happens. He kind of gets kited and he just dies. and then just normal just pulling his point back. Wow.
Normal clawing their way back in to secure the 2-0 win on Lijiang in our first map win of the series, going 1-0 now. I mean, unfortunate fight there for Comeback Kids. It ultimately came down to when Brad went to go touch that point, there was an immediate trade-off, and they lost target priority. They killed that soldier there. They're up 2 in that fight, and it's just Creep spinning around on point. I mean, good play here from Nesquix, though, to secure fight win for PD, but not enough to get them the entire map, unfortunately. As, you know, looking into next map as hybrid sign, all I can really think of here is if you're Comeback Kids and you really want to disrupt this potential ball comp, you know, I would argue Hollywood is probably your best bet.
Yeah, I would agree. There's not too many kind of spots for you to really grapple to on the map. And Ball's not really too happy with them really. I guess the maps where there's a lot of open space on top where you can't really grapple too many places. And so I would probably maybe expect a hollow pick, or maybe as well, possibly a just maybe King Scrims Row. We see this King's Row all the time.
You could force a Ramacha mirror, but it seems Creep is pretty sound playing this ball, and he's been playing it very well. I would argue, you know, if you really want to play into maybe your tank strengths and look towards getting, setting up your tank for success in these fights, Hollywood and Kings are probably your best bets. You know, you have a lot of kill box potential for Winston. You could play on a brick backline, disrupt the ball, make it hard for him to go in and do his engages. Argue there's too much open space on Trisao for ball to navigate through. So Kings Row makes it a lot more close quarters, or Hollywood, there's a lot more kill box potential you can set up with Winston, or, you know, even the Ramatra defense works very well on both points, I'd argue. Ultimately here, you're looking to shut down Creep first and foremost. So when you're coming to pick this map, pick something that's really anti-ball or really good for a backline or team comp that can disrupt the ball in general.
Yeah, I agree with that. But not even with Creep, I feel like the other members on the side of normal playing pretty good as well. I feel like that the support backlines has just been really good at just kind of keeping himself self-sufficient and just keep the resources he needs to really go into dive, and also the DPS following up with the ball. Because ball composition, it's like you gotta play with your ball. Like ball is not a kind of solo type hero. To really get value out the hero, the team has to be kind of on point when it comes to having the same targets. Like when ball mocks someone up, everyone's looking at a target. So overall, on this
I think
though,
I'd have to actually disagree with you there, Sign. I would argue Ball has some of the higher solo kill potential as a tank, but we go to King's Row here. You know, we'll save the Ball conversation for when we're in the post map. But King's Row, great potential for Ramatra. Good potential for Honorbrick backline, good potential for Winston still. You could play the Diva here as well. Diva's really good in the ball. We saw Tyre walk into Sombra, so you could go for you know, I think a really good anti-ball comp like Diva, Tracer, Sombra on a brick backline, or Lucio Kiri if you want to play faster. But seeing as I believe PD had side choice, or not side choice, a normal side choice, they might be looking to play defense first. So, you know, able to get Creep into their most optimal positions to play around him and go for slams. Um, you know, ultimately, this map itself is going to come down to whether or not Comeback Kids can shut down Creep. Because without Creep, a lot of these engages are almost near impossible, and it makes it harder for Normal to win these fights. I mean, they're able to scrap fights, but if you're relying on scrapping in fights with, like, using ults or just getting really lucky, it's not always going to guarantee you a win.
agreed. Definitely agree with you on that. But alrighty.
I believe we might be ready to go in to the next map here. But what are your expectations coming into King's Row, Signed? You know, just from your POV.
From looking at it, when you see King's Row, we do see just a lot of these rush compositions. Maybe Ryan. I'm not sure these teams play Ryan, but probably some sort of rush composition to really kind of just rush down these heroes. This is probably one of the best rush maps in the game. Like
No, yeah, King's Row is very
Yeah,
good for
I
the
would say,
rush
yeah,
brawly
I would probably
tanks,
say that. So,
like Ryan, Ramatra, you could even play some Orisa here. It's not too bad. It's just any tanks with like solid mobility or the potential to, get their team through, choke really easily, can do really well in King's Row. But, if I'm normal, I'm still taking this ball. If I'm comeback kids, I might try to switch this up, maybe go something, like I said, that can counter the ball, or maybe just make it easier to navigate around the ball comp and set themselves up in better positions. Uh, I mean, honestly, I think if you really want to put into this ball comp, you gotta feed into Nesquik's more for the side of comeback kids. He's been putting in a lot of work on that cast, maybe playing around the cast character, getting some more potential kills off of noon or stun nades. Just try to feed into your DPS right now.
yep, totally agree with that. Agree with those choices here, and I do believe we're going to probably get into the game quite shortly here. Um, I guess since you do have this is just a bit of timer now. Why do you feel like? Well, I guess you could say
The
yeah.
the ball solo kill.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 'cause I feel Ball can definitely solo kill heroes. It's just the fact of like,
I understand where you're coming from, Hart. It's a lot easier for Ball to have follow up and get picks off a slam or rolls, but Ball does have the potential to isolate really well and just get picks on his own. He doesn't necessarily need his team there, but it is an upside to have the team there with him. So that's where I was getting at there.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
I have played quite a lot of Ball in my time, and I will say that I've seen some very interesting things. To put it that way at least. So Ball's that tank where anything can happen if you let it happen.
Yeah, I think that's why people call Ball. I would say probably arguably the hardest tank to play in the game for the fact of like you can just versus tech. I guess could be a bit alluring for them to learn, and
God,
also
I
as
love Ball
well.
tech. So much
That
fun.
yeah,
Ever
that
ever
and his
heard
own
of
too.
the wall bounce, rebound, 360 slam into
Yeah,
double triple boop shit? I mean, like that character, so much fun. Truly. Well, as we see our comps coming out here from both sides, normal looking like they're gonna. Oh, we actually had a substitute. Oh, we had a
yeah.
substitution.
I do see some hero swaps here. Yeah, I
We had
noticed.
two substitutions. Both tanks being switched out now for both sides. As Nether Dragon coming in for creep on normal and loser loser IRL coming in for Marco. uh, and both teams opting to play this Orisa here. Orisa right now very strong tank, one of the best. Hold down an area tank and let everyone look at you and eat damage and live somehow still. Um, what is normal up to? This is anything but normal.
Yeah, they have Weaver up here. I think maybe try and maybe just give Widow some space for a pick and probably swap. My guess is. I don't think it'll stay
Looks
with the
like you were
Widowmaker pick.
correct.
So it looks like there might. Oh, that's not lucky. Okay, get some picks on those Orisa. I think they might just keep the Widowmaker. Usually at this point they probably swap by now, so maybe they think keeping the Widowmaker might be. Oh, nice, great pick on size
Find
of
a
fan.
pick onto the
And
Genji and next pick goes
just
down.
get two here. Okay, well, so that happened, and there's a
Future point of reference to all Widow players playing in Nebula. If Sign is your caster and you're not hitting shots, just let them talk about you for a bit. You will lock in.
Yeah, that's true. Like I was thinking they're gonna do is just kind of hold back and just not peek the Widow, but
I mean, clearly, you just kind of forget that the Widow's there if she's not hitting shots. So it's an interesting dynamic you have when DPS players see a Widow and the Widow's not killing anything. They decide, you know what? I think this Widow's not gonna hit anything, and then they die.
well, I was gonna ask, why do you think we're seeing a Life Weaver on the side of normal? Why do you think maybe they're doing probably choose his Life Weaver pick?
I can think of a few reasons why, but primarily the one that comes to mind is pull Terra Surge to break the pull and go flying with Terra Surge to be funny. I think Normal realize that they can, take these fights, pretty ridiculously and get away with a lot of things. And not to say that Life Weaver maybe isn't the worst support right now, but he's definitely a peculiar pick.
He's very situational. He's a very, very situational hero that I think in the very specific situations he's good in, he's good.
I might have been right.
Oh. They tried. They tried.
I might have been correct about why they were on Life Weaver. Interesting attempt to catapult the Orisa into the enemy team with Terra Surge and maybe find a cheeky pick. Unfortunately leads to 10 dying with Tree online. Big Brain popping the Kitsune Rush, Netflix finding Zinde Fan, and Nether Dragon falling to Narcosis, as Brad is just kind of chilling in backline now. I think this is fight over for normal, but they are set up now with, I'm sorry, both their DPS are actually just in the backline. Brad getting found out though, so this might make things a little more difficult for retake.
Yeah, this is a definitely interesting King's Row. Like,
oh my god, they executed him.
And they do get the Reaper here. It looks like they're gonna regroup here. They just pushed in really deep and just died. If we messed the tree, this is gonna play really aggressively here. And this is one of the perks of, I say, Viper is a really high healing of opponent numbers. I think Weaver out of all sports does the most healing, which is not bad, but you know, I feel like I was supposed to.
Oh my god, they catapulted the Orisa.
They catapulted the Orisa in, and it's working. And
I just like. I feel like I'm watching like an episode of Looney Tunes right now.
Yeah, like this is just a weird game of Overwatch right now. Like they're, it's working. It's working.
You could say it is working, yes. Maybe not so much for Comeback Kids and their attempt, but it did kind of also work. It didn't work for normal as much, but it definitely threw them off. I will say. Like if I saw the catapulting Orisa and Terra Surge coming towards me, I'd definitely be a little scared.
Look at the aggression on the side of normal. They're saying, "Oh, we'll get these picks here," and Savannah gets a pick on the Tracer, gets the cast, and
I just saw Kiri go off the map.
and the rest of dies too.
I mean, you know, if you're Comeback Kids here, I mean, honestly, I'm going Czar, dog. I'm going Czar. Just beam the Orisa through her abilities and have full charge every fight because they're probably going to shoot bubble. Because I think normal have really figured out that they can get away with pretty much anything.
Yeah, like they're just...
As they just chase Lucio into spawn and kill him. And
Soldiers on spawn and... Well, I mean, they do get a pick on the Weaver, but
on the Weaver, I mean...
Yeah. And just...
Orisa getting staggered out in the back.
But they do have ultimates though on PD, like on Comeback, because they have ultimates here. They can put his last fight to force ultimates out. They're up the beat here. There's aggro beat.
Oh,
they do get Reaper. Reaper goes down. Look at the trying to the Orisa. But Orisa's just too tanky. You cannot kill her through that. And they do get the picks.
No.
And, ooh.
No, don't do this.
Oh no.
Don't do this.
They're gonna. He's on
no, they realize. Okay, they realize.
Yeah.
If I saw a back cap in this game with giving normal 3 minutes on their attack, I would have probably lost my mind a little bit. Comeback Kids having only 2 ults online now after going for an aggro beat in Blade Engage. Popping their Kitsune Rush, and Nesquik's finding a pick.
Oh, Husus gets just warped in, and Husus doesn't go down there though. And the rest is on this high ground because of the Weaver. And then... Okay, looks like I just chill a bit here. They do get the pick on the Kiriko here. They do pop the tree, and they do have Russell coming up here. Maybe another slingshot. Maybe are they going for it? Maybe?
I really hope not.
No, no. They kind of just gonna get back here. But it looks like the Ardennes looking to engage here. You have the Russell coming in, and they pop the beat. You do get good Russell. Kiriko gets low. Nice spear going in, and that pick does get picked on the Lucio. Sojourn is on the high ground, but the Sojourn just goes down instantly. Brad has a Rickbolt here, which he might just commit straight up. Lucio is low, and now it's just clean up on the side of normal here. Reaper goes down, popping the Rickroll here, just Orisa and Kiriko, and the running wall members on the side of Comeback Kids, and Dylan's just clean up. Tracer gets low, Tracer dies, and that's the point.
I have no words for what I'm watching, really, other than I think I'm watching competitive Overwatch.
I think I am too.
I will say that despite their name being normal, this is definitely abnormal gameplay, and it's working. So you know what? Good on them. I respect the commitment to this absolute silly and whimsical comp. And
yeah, I mean,
well.
You're right. I mean, if they haven't lost it yet, I mean, the Weaver's sustain has been really pretty helpful. Like, again, like I said before, Weaver has he's very niche. Like, the abilities can be useful at times, and he has really good healing output. Because, like, I feel like Blizzard have, like, micro buffed him so many times that, like...
Orisa is 100% one of the tanks where Weaver actually has a lot of value playing with. Like, considering Orisa's position as a tank is kind of being this sort of presence, this an immovable object, if you will. And Tree makes that even harder. Pedal platform to give new angles or play around, and pull if your Orisa somehow does fall low, you can just pull her away.
We are seeing now this complete comp swap. We have
yeah, like I mean, honest,
Doom on a Doom on a Life Weaver with Junkrat and Cassidy. What is this comp?
I mean, honestly, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, right? This is pretty funny. All things considered, this is pretty funny. But I mean, the Doom Fist is really throwing me off here.
Yeah, that too. Like maybe Ned the Dragon's really good Doom Fist secretly. We don't know.
I mean, he does have the Contender's Doom skin. Maybe he's the Contender's Doom. we don't know. How would we know?
I think he was a Contender Doom who would not be playing this league. But anyways, we are going in here. Good punch in. Ooh, rank is low and
oh wow.
Loser IRL just gets.
I mean,
there.
I think I felt that punch to the screen, to be honest. That was really violent.
Yeah, that punch that was going down. And now I'm going to hold this defense here, and they're going for the Zarya pick on the side of Comeback Kids. So you thinking the Zarya?
This is a very good swap actually. Zarya into Doom. The Zarya matchup is a lot more favored. But now you have to burn your bubbles for antis, so there's a lot more potential combos for this Doom to get off, even with bubbles being up, because you have to really look at. I mean, how did he find that pick?
I don't even know. I haven't seen, but yeah, next pick goes down.
Costa, give me a replay on that. I see him laughing on the camera right now. Yeah. Sorry, forgot.
You know, it'd be cool to replay. I'm not gonna lie.
We don't have that production value yet. As we see, another dragon is just kind of farming charge punches and getting away with a lot of funny stuff. Wow, I mean, almost getting a really nice kill on a Narcosis there. Getting
that was like a diff kill right there. Like just did this
and wow. I mean, thread the needle. Talk about threading the needle on the big brain there. A massive shot coming out. Kiri going out early, even with Kitsune Rush as well. This fight looks like a normal fight right now. As the Fed dropping really low. As Nether Dragon, Nether Dragon's just kind of sitting in this by statue and living and emitting so much pressure and aura that you can't kill him.
Just look at Zarya's ult charger. Like, what does Zarya have done in attack?
I mean,
I guess she's trying her best to do something here, but it looks like they're just kind to Zarya. Like, it seems like...
And she's dead. There goes all of her charge.
Yeah, all her charge is gone. And it seems like normal are just doing is just kind of ignoring the Zarya and kind of just looking at everyone else. And the Zarya just kind of can't do much because a lot of the heroes have some decent hope.
That's the beauty of Doom Mana, you get bubbles out early. Oh, what a pull from 10.
What a pull from 10. And Pulse goes down. Ned just Kitsune and Castle coming in here. And there we go, they're popping the ultimates here. Here we go, popping the Castle here. That's what's get the value out of it. Doom in the backline, looking for a punch. Oh, Zarya's up here.
Zarya.
And Junkrat lives, and here's the Riptire coming in, looking to try to get in the backline. And...
Patience is a virtue, and patience paid off there, finding 2 with a tire onto a Tracer and a Zar nonetheless. Big Brain trading out Zothan before going down. The Nether Dragon ultimately. And now, Comeback Kids are really on their last legs right now. I
don't think that's patience. I think that's greed. I think he went that was greed, not patience.
That was greed, in fact. That's okay,
And, but we do have Beat and Grab coming to the side of Comeback Kids. There's some really good ultimates here.
This grab could be easily negated. Oh my god. This is just a violation of human rights.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe try Soul Grab's Drill Grab Doom, maybe?
If they do that, he's just gonna pedal platformed out or pulled, and then, it's feels kind of useless. I mean, their best bet is to grab in a close room where everyone's playing at, and pull doesn't get value, and pedal doesn't get value, but, like, it's kind of hard on first point unless they're all playing at top.
Yeah, Doom just getting so much value. Doom just gets really low, though. Doom gets 1 HP, Doom just survives by a little bit HP, and they pop the Beat, but Kiri dies, but they need to pop their ultimate soon. They pop Grab. They're going to solo grab the Weaver. Weaver goes down, but the Cask is low too, and here we go. Finally, Comeback Kids are trying to get something together on the board, and now there's no supports on the side of normal, and this fight's over.
I mean, yeah, that's the patience of playing the Czar into the Doom. You know, once you get that off and you ended up getting the Lifeweaver and a solo grab, somehow doing that pedal platform, which, you know, probably the most confusing part for me there. But you win the fight, and you're scraping away at this fight. 10 by himself, maybe potential stagger pick onto the Lifeweaver. So close with that jump. That would have been really good.
Nice, yes.
So 10 does get to live, unfortunately, for comeback kids, but. You know, now we're coming into the next fight. Narcosis and Netsquick closest to their ult Big Brain almost online with a Kitsune Rush. The other Dragon has his get out of jail free card. There's a Nano coming in soon, and Ken has Tree, so we'll see what they can do here. I'm looking probably at a Tree fight here on top of point.
Yep, so it looks like I got a Tree, Nanoboost, and Doomsol coming in here. This team's got the ult advantage on the side of normal here. Let's see what Nebula's gonna do. Gus punch Zarya here. Process the first one ball, Zarya is forced out. And they pop the Nanoboost on the Tracer, I believe, and then they just go down.
Yeah, I just saw Nano Tracer.
And here's Netsquick getting some picks in the back line. Netsquick can lock into shots. And here's a Riptire on. It does not get the value he was looking for there. Pause screen, and now they push the objective.
Comeback Kids starting to put the comeback in their name now as they are getting very slowly but surely. They're getting point progress and they're using their time bank efficiently, I would say. Over halfway now to capturing second. Have some ults online still to use, and they're coming up on their beat and their ground at about 50%. I mean, that Nano was questionable, honestly, if that went on to maybe a Doom or someone else for sustain, and maybe would have gotten a little more value, but it's alright. Nether Dragon using his Doom ult, popping down, punching by, missing the punch, getting his punch back. I mean, they're just charging Doom punch now.
And then now they're running this Bastion, which actually, I'm actually kind of like this Bastion pick. It kind of feels like Bastion's kind of able to be very, very sturdy in the point. Like, Bastion really figured out the kill for the side of Combat Kids. And so Bastion, I guess, kind of just, that'd be a little anchor, So maybe that's why I chose the Bastion. Also,
Bastion provides a lot of pressure on the side of Comeback Kids, forcing them to look at him as well as looking at the Doom, pick their priorities, figure out which they can kill or try to kill first. I mean, Brad just does a lot of damage from just being positioned up there and having a Lifeweaver next to him to provide constant support. So just watching this Bastion is going to be the most difficult part. So I think they're going to be forced to force their resources onto Nether Dragon here if they want to win this fight.
But Loser IRL does have grab.
I mean, I'm looking at another solo grab on the 10.
And they don't touch?
Oh,
no! Oh.
I just, Sign. I don't want to, I don't want to beat the dead horse here, but like, this is not looking good. Yep, well, there's the curiosity map I was talking about as well.
Like, you saw that too, right? Like, I saw, Zarya was like...
There was 5 alive, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure actually nobody died yet, and there was no touch coming onto point. That might have been just miscommunication. Lack of eyeballs is a potential cause as well.
Like an eyeball.
But, ultimately, even if Comeback Kids did touch point and they won that fight, they're still going to be fighting into 5 ults from the side of normal, trying to capture third. Even if they cap third, normal more than likely has a 3-minute time bank. That round that map looks grim for PD either way.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking for the mental on the side of Combat Kids. Like, C9ing a point when you have ultimates is like has to be the worst feeling in Overwatch. Like it's 2 feelings: either you die with your ultimate and you lose, or you don't touch with your ultimate. Like, they had grab, that other ults coming in, and just to see 9 like that with an entire team alive, I'm hoping the mental kind of stays in the side of Combat Kids. Like, I might that point might be checked out mentally from that point. But maybe Comeback Kids have guardian to your mental and can start to reverse sweep. I'm not sure.
You do need to be down 0-2 to reverse sweep, to be fair. So, I mean, there's potential. It all comes down to, Flashpoint. Realistically, having only 2 options Flashpoint makes things sort of easier to decide where you want to go to and how you want to play. So, I mean, let's talk about the pros and cons for both. If you play into Surabasa, as Comeback Kids, you can play the ROM. Both you could play the ROM, really. But I think Surabasa is definitely better for Ramatra than New Junk. I'd argue New Junk feeds into maybe creep playing again, playing back on the ball. Sorabasa, maybe Nether Dragon stays in it for the side of normal, and they end up being back on the Doomfist. I mean, gotta think about all the possible variables here. But if I'm comeback kids, I'm probably leaning more towards Sorabasa, and I feel more inclined to lean more towards Sorabasa.
Yeah, in my opinion, I just think Servasa is just the better Flashpoint map. Like, let's be real here. Who likes New York City?
I'm
I,
not gonna raise my hand. I'm just gonna keep my opinion to myself.
but I'm just saying. I feel like I do think Servasa is just a bit more just able you can do in that map. I like the punch a lot better as well. I feel like a lot of the more of the objectives, especially like I forget the names of the objectives, like
Oh, you have Palace, you have
Palace,
Gardens, you
Guardian.
have Ruins, and I believe Temple?
I
Yes.
just
You start
okay.
on Temple, I believe. I could be
No,
wrong about that.
no, Temple is one of like the left side points, I
Yeah,
think.
no,
Depending
you're
on the
right.
side you
You're
start
right.
on. It's one of the side points.
True.
I think middle is like Marketplace or something. Like C. Like C like Marketplace.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that.
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I don't know
It's
either,
somewhere
but
there.
I just remember the locations. So
Yeah.
the middle point's cool. The middle point can do a lot with that. Then the right point, which you can see actually in the car of the map, that point's a bit awkward. You got the walls in the middle, and then you got the point on the right side, and so that point's a bit unique. But I like that one.
It definitely
Then
would feed into playing the Ramattra because
yeah,
it's a lot more close quarter space, you get more punch value, and also you're in a lot more enclosed area, but not too enclosed that you're like kind of like stuck just sitting there doing nothing. So, I mean, honestly, I think Servals is gonna be the map pick. If I'm wrong, um, smite me, I guess.
Honestly, from what I've noticed so far, just from all of these streamed matches, NJC is like the Samoa of Flashpoint. It's the forgotten child. It's never picked.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I guess I would say it's more like the Oasis of Flashpoint because we have seen it before. But yeah, it's not a frequent pick. I'm actually
When there's
surprised we've
all
been
map
seeing less
types are always
intro.
gonna have their like Black Horse map where one is very clearly not like the others, and it kind of just sits there, and you look at it and you're like, well, I mean, I could play this map, but why would I?
I agree.
And
I 100% agree with that.
thank
Like,
you for highlighting Samoa.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Samoa is. Yeah.
As a Samoa enjoyer, as well, I must say,
I was like
Oh,
me
I
back
love
in
Samoa.
I
Like,
think people should pick Samoa more. I think Samoa deserves more love. I see zero problems with playing Samoa, and I see zero difference between playing it versus playing Lijiang. You guys are just stubborn and stuck in your ways. Be
alright, bro.
different.
honestly,
Boo, L
90
take. But anyway,
90% of the
Okay.
matches so far for streamed have been like this, this. That's just the first 4 maps basically.
but you know what? Let's bring it back to Overwatch 1 days. Like, you remember Paris? Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, that's a map where it's like did anyone genuinely like Paris? Oh my boy, that was back in the day. But I think we are gonna get a map pick soon, I believe.
God,
We'll
I sure hope
see.
so.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Guys, gotta keep this moving, see if they're gonna run. I'm
There's
hoping
only so much I can realistically talk about, and yeah, here we are, Saravasa.
there it is. Servasa. I like it. The better Flashpoint map, in my opinion. I do hope Blizzard adds more Flashpoint maps soon, but
I think we are getting Flashpoint maps soon. I'm
I'm
pretty
hoping
sure.
so. Because Servasa and New Junk City are getting quite old really fast.
I like that stadium like Flashpoint map that they had. Like I think it was like Busan.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But
I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah. But I'm wondering, I feel like normal or like just maybe it's me. I feel like last map normal was just kind of like pseudo trolling. Like they seem really
What
good on
gave
the
it
ball.
away?
Like maybe it's kind of like a suit like they run the ball early at first map. Maybe we can see the ball coming out again. Hopefully, you know.
I would love to see the ball again, but I think normal are in a position where they kind of can like play anything right now and definitely get away with the map win. I mean,
Yeah, but I do think though still, I did see some fights when comeback kids were in there and together and able to focus down heroes, they were able to get team fight wins. I just think really comeback kids either kind of like lock it in and kind of forget that last map, how they lost that map. Think
if there
mentally
is
like
any map for any team to win, no matter their status in a league or how bad they play or how good they play, Saravasa or Flashpoint in general is a coin toss no matter what the team play, like no matter what teams are playing, because literally anything can happen with how fast the point ticks and how close quarters a lot of the maps are and how close your rotations can be. So if there's a map that comeback hits can win, it would be Saravasa, just off of maybe maybe they're a really good Flashpoint team as well.
yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. Flashpoint it can be so snowbally. Like I thought push a snowbally. Flashpoint, I mean, the points can just take so quickly to where like you just can't invent any ultimates and yeah, lose the map.
It's snowballing, but you also can flip it on its head pretty quickly if you're not paying attention.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
push it kind of takes a while, especially like with how you have to constantly push the bot back and forth to get over to the side, and then you're either getting very minimal progress or you get a lot, and then you kind of plateau for a while. Saravasta, it's like once you get that point going, it's going, and you better be ready to fight really quickly if you want to either secure it or flip it back.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think there'll be any like comp swaps on the side of both teams? Do you think we'll see
I mean, I feel like
they
normal
creeping
gets
in?
run realistically anything that they have been running so far, and same with comeback kids. But I mean, this is a comeback kids map pick, so I'm sure that they have something planned here that they maybe are more comfortable with playing or have seen a lot of success with, even if it's maybe not primarily what they've been playing. Like sometimes you pick up new things like really randomly and it works, and you're like, all right, well, I guess we can try it since it worked. But I think right now, if they want to lean back into that Ramatra, it definitely seemed to be working well, at least for like Marco. So if they want to bring Marco back in, Ramatra maybe, it's definitely a map to do it on, and definitely a map where it can work.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe some Queen. I know Queen is quite
I'm an
popular on
enjoyer of Queen, I
Flashpoint
will say,
currently.
but
Yes.
I mean, maybe Normal's also like maybe they really like playing Queen. Maybe we'll see some Queen. I wouldn't be opposed, but I wouldn't be opposed to seeing anything Normal plays. This has been very entertaining, honestly.
Yeah, like the Weaver was a definite surprise pick. Though you don't be seeing much Life Weaver honestly nowadays in Overwatch, and seeing that was like, oh wow, that's
Unless
cool.
your name is Rack Attack or you're some random player who really feels like throwing somebody's game, you don't see a whole lot of Lifeweaver. Or I guess if you're 10, maybe 10 is like the next prodigy of Lifeweavers.
Maybe so, maybe so. You not know. Maybe 10 figures out the Life Weaver strat and Weaver becomes this meta hero that no one was expecting.
Maybe we'll see this team playing WCS as like a qualifying spot, and we'll see the Lifeweaver come in. You know what? I think that'd be fire riding, honestly.
That'd be cool, honestly. Be the next Amplify, you know?
The next Amplify? Wait, yes, we need more Amplify teams.
Yes, that'd be really cool. Like
I need Wub back, or bring back Wub.
oh boy.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, after watching the first two maps, this is this is definitely looking like Normal's game to take, but Sabrasa, like I said, anything can happen. I would love to see comeback kids get a map, just to be like, we got a map off of they are the undefeated team, I'm pretty sure, right? Normal? I don't think they've dropped one yet. This is where my producer would come in.
Sorry, I'm kind of doing multiple things at once. I heard
Oh
I
good
heard you
man,
mentioning
I don't mean to
normal.
overload your brain.
No. It's all right. It was just there was a little bit of confusion. There's a player that's been having a lot of ping spikes, so
I
they
see.
just wanted to double check the rules on the rule book to make sure that if they do end up disconnecting due to like a ping spike, that it's not like a map forfeit, that they're able to sub in a player, which they are allowed to. It is in the rulebook that they are allowed to. I believe you're saying that Normal hasn't dropped a map yet, or that was what you were asking confirmation on?
A game more so. If they haven't dropped the map yet, I'd also be thoroughly surprised.
Normal, as of now, undefeated. They have a plus minus of 15, so
So
would
they
mean
have not dropped the map yet.
The plus minus
Well,
is
normal-
determined by if you basically how many maps you've won versus how many maps you've lost. So 5-0, when you factor in 3 maps minimum to get a win,
15 plus
3 times
minus is pretty
5
fire.
is, 15. So yeah, they are yet to have a map taken from them.
I mean, honestly, this is looking like a golden season for normal. I mean, unless Comeback Kids really, really want to put like a dent in their season and be like, wait, no 18-0 map differential for you.
I mean, you have to factor in, I'm pretty sure the first map that we streamed this week between FIWB and Blackout Eclipse was undefeated and had not dropped a map prior, and they lost that series 3-1. So anything
can happen. Anything can happen. And it all starts on Suravasa. As we see here, Creep coming back in. We love to see the ball, and Marco coming back in as well. Same with Tyre as well. Tire. I'm gonna assume Tyre, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, Ramattra coming back in with Marco being in, and Creep also coming back in to play the ball. I was really expecting Nether Dragon to stay in, but happy to see the ball, and we have a new Life Weaver on the scene. Never mind. Oh, oh man.
We are seeing this ball pick here. And how do you feel like ball does in Flashpoint maps?
I think ball very much thrives in Flashpoint maps because if you can set up really early, if you can get early positioning like Creep has here, and go for plays like this where you immediately disrupt the team and force out cooldowns and resources just by literally getting to point fast. I mean, this is just where ball thrives as Brad finds the first pick onto the Juno nonetheless. Very unfortunate pick getting thrown into the side of BD. As we see Marco trying to engage onto a Lucio with Rom.
Yeah, it looks like great engage coming from the side of normal here, looking like just to kind of take up the team apart. And I feel like, what does kind of Ramp do on this composition? On comeback?
So,
I feel like
similar to the Orisa, in this scenario, Ramattra is simply just a presence. He is there to act as an anchor on the point, take damage, build ults for his supports, and kind of just be like a massive target. He doesn't necessarily need to kill anything. He just needs to get onto point and flip and hold point as long as he can with arms.
Like, wait, what happened? How did you die?
Well, actually, I can tell you what happened here. So basically, Zendia fan ran into the back line and was being a bit of a nuisance. And then his team was like, wait a minute, we can follow up on this. And so here we are now with another fight win for normal. Over halfway progress on the first point of Suravasa for normal. As we see Brad chasing into spawn to get a pick onto Big Brain, staggering him out once more. I mean, this is just... I'm pretty sure normal are going to get first point.
Yeah,
just purely off of how they're playing.
Okay, here the now Marco's going to swap to Winston, knowing that Ram kind of can't do much. Try to run this kind of slight dive composition here. Maybe try.
I see a ball floating.
There's ball. Ball for a dive. Did it touch?
Yeah.
I think Comeback Kids said we go next point, and now that gets over.
Getting very convenient going to the left side here, predicting where point's gonna be. But it's looking like point is going towards. That one is Temple. I was right. Sweet. So. Anyways, full comp switch here for Comeback Kids, which I think is exactly what they needed now. We're seeing a Kiriko, a lot more survivability potential, easier follow-up on dives as Zapan does end up finding the first pick onto the Kiri as well.
He missed the right click. Unfortunate. And then the rest of the team just kind of just dies. I think maybe they're chasing the soldier a bit too long, and now the fight's over. And now Normal will get that. And I think, honestly, Brad was big bait. Like, it looks like they wanted the soldier real bad, and he just can't run away, and then running away, the backline kind of just gets obliterated on the side of Comeback Kids. And so...
Yeah, I mean,
you know... no ultimates right now. I feel like they haven't built an ultimate in the entire game yet.
That, you would be correct. The closest they are is Big Brain, even though Big Brain was the first person to switch as well, and, has been dying first, almost died first again, actually.
So that goes down.
And there we go.
Okay. Though.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah, this is brutal on the side of Comeback Kids. Like,
I mean,
like they can't. Like, I think it's been about a good, 2.5, 3 minutes in the game, and no hero And I know that comp swap, but like no hero has built ultimates yet. And
I
Normal
mean,
kind of just playing, but now they do get picked
I'm
on
sorry.
the
Where was 10 at to die to Narcosis all the way over there?
and
God,
now they get
I wish we had replay.
and now it looks like they get the picks, and they are committing the mine to this point here. Ryan maybe turn us around, but ball gets low, ball dies, and more is popping the cold weapons here, trying to solve this point as long as possible. They're like, oh, they might be able to win this at this point here. But it looks like just maybe their sheer numbers on the side of comeback kids will turn around. But Kiriko gets low, Kiriko dies, and they do trade the more for the Kiriko. And Ball is almost on his way back. I mean, and
Big
this
Brain's not even playing Overwatch.
Outburst.
Big Brain is playing Dead by Daylight, 1 survivor, 4 killers. It's just a
Actually,
tragedy.
Like, they lose that.
Yeah.
I think that's about the best case scenario on comeback kids, and just Zafan just getting these picks out of nowhere. Getting the back line, and looks like Marco's trying to sustain as long as possible here. Maybe come back as they commit more ultimates. Do commit Scooty Rush here on this point. Trying to get Brad. More pop fade, more gets slow, but more cannot go down here. And it looks like everyone's been isolated. And here we go. DPS are dead. Kiriko's dead. And the team fight's over.
I just...
And Primal?
Simply put, this is, I mean, best example I could put here is, thermonuclear warhead versus infant. Just an infant.
Yeah, and Marco primaled out of like tilt, maybe. Like I am not sure why he primaled there. Maybe that's why he wish he had that back. And man,
I think that primal might have been, you know, getting frustrations out, trying to clear mental, you know. Marco does find the first pick in the fight though onto the Brad, but immediately traded back out for WK and a beat from Zendai fan. I mean, it's just. It's just non-stop trades, and it's leaning more towards the side of normal, and Marco's.
Wow.
That's tragic, honestly.
That's wow.
Yeah, I mean.
And they haven't got point yet, by the
yeah,
way.
they just got point.
They're just like, I want kills.
I don't know if it's against the rules to hold a game hostage necessarily, but I don't think it's allowed, morally or ethically speaking.
Yeah, but they do get the point cap here, and they do have a pulse bomb on Tyre here. Maybe so you get Zendai. Zendai gets low. Zendai gets low HP. Come on, lock in. Ooh, gets really close, and MK just dies, and now like again, it looks like it's just for me. It looks like the Pumpkin is kind of feel mentally checked out. I feel like just it's like they're trying to put something together, but like normal is just. I'm camping them, like, literally, like...
I'm watching a soldier kind of just run around the map and do whatever he pleases, and creep is just existing, and there's a minefield in their spawn now. Marco is dead. I honestly...
I was like, there's not much to say, like...
You know, there is something to say, actually. It's a unfortunate circumstance here for comeback kids. Wait a minute. Narcosis gets 2 with Blade, and there's someone on point. Big Brain managed to sneak away and get the point flip, but ultimately
there are a lot of members, though. But I think Counter are coming back soon as comeback kids, though. They can probably try to hold this, but Marcus is super low, and Marcus gets shows down, and their just sheer numbers just kind of focus down. It's more Marcus HP, look it down, and...
Point flip back to normal. WK gets found. Pulse bomb comes out, doesn't connect to anything. Narcosis is dead. I just got shot immediately.
Yeah,
And like a fart in the wind, comeback kids go out with making 0 noise.
That was just pure domination on normal. Like, wow.
I feel like this is, you know, what happens when one team is simply just in an entirely different bracket of gameplay. I peak winner gameplay as well. Look at this. This is how you win your games, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
yeah,
and they're gone. They're all gone.
Yeah, and half the team is gone. And yeah, that's the game. Who are you thinking to give MVP to?
God, I mean, there's so many options, honestly.
I'm thinking the fan. I think the fan was
I'd
really,
have
really
to lean
good this
towards the
game.
fan. Honorable mention 10, just because I think the Lifeweaver was very fire.
Yeah, but the fan was just kind of just getting these picks on the
The
straight
fan was
throughs.
finding 3 a fight off of like 2 cents and the pulse bomb in his back pocket. So
Yeah, I mean,
truly MVP caliber gameplay.
I just wonder, like, when is going to be a point when like Normal's going to really get challenged? Like, what is playoffs going to look like for this team? Like, they just simply just dominated. Like, look at this. Look at the scoreboard. 1 point. They scored the entire match on the side of Shapeless Kids. I forgot the name. Oh, whatever. The other team. They only got 1 point out of the rest. So not much else to be said. Just pure domination on Normal, like another day in the office for this team.
Yep, and with that, they are what 6-0, 18 plus map, map plus
And
minus. I
they have
mean,
not
just
dropped a map yet in this game.
yeah.
And
I mean,
and
honestly, all I can really say is good attempt from Comeback Kids. Made it a rather entertaining match on Kings Row. Normal, absolute domination victory, and tune in next tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST for Div 3's most anticipated match of the tournament so far. Shapeless Abyss versus Leviathans. The battle for first place in an undefeated tournament for their division so far. Sign, thank you for joining me, of course. This was great watching Lifeweaver gameplay for 3 maps.
okay, same cast with you as well. Definitely appreciate the analysis. And with that, that'll be it for tonight. Hope everyone has a good night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the game against Shapeless Abyss versus Leviathans.